or PBS.
This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you. Two candidates, the Boston Brahmin and the Texas Cowboy. This November, only one will survive.
You're fired.
On the premiere episode of this fall's hottest new reality series, what will it take to win the country's most important job? On this TV show, it's all about image, style, and spin. This week on Tucker Carlson Unfiltered, Face Off Miami. The reviews are in.
Bush's clumsiness with the language and his very original syntax sometimes may actually be a plus in certain ways in the way people see him, in his total image.
And you thought the candidates were well prepared. How's this for mastering the trivial?
American colonists called this monarch German Georgie. Tucker, who was King George? Which one? Give me a number. There was more than one.
Useless knowledge, random facts, and obscure information. Not just for television hosts anymore. A.J. Jacobs read the entire Encyclopedia Britannica. On our back page, his quest to become the smartest man in the world.
I learned all sorts of crazy stuff. I learned that opossums have 13 nipples.
And joining Tucker in our Plus 2 segment, Washington Post columnist Richard Cohen and Zanny Minton Beddoes of The Economist magazine. From Washington, Fearless Television, Tucker Carlson Unfiltered. Tucker Carlson.
An estimated 55 million people watched the first presidential debate Thursday night, and according to the many instant polls conducted in its aftermath, a lot of them thought John Kerry scored more points. Kerry was more specific in his critiques, more detailed in his prescriptions. But that doesn't mean he won, because presidential debates aren't like the ones you remember from high school. They're television events, and that's mostly the point. The object is not to out-reason your opponent, but to outshine him.
I am not going to exploit, for political purposes, my opponent's youth and inexperience.
It's not a contest of logic, but of math. Which is the more appealing leader? In that way, presidential debates aren't so different from the usual network lineup in prime time. This is the ultimate reality TV. And that's the way we plan to talk about it today. Who better to talk about it with than the country's most influential and occasionally most pungent television critic, Tom Shales, who for 30 years has covered the tube for the Washington Post and won a Pulitzer Prize in the process. Tom Shales, thanks a lot for joining us.
Nice.
How do you know, when you're writing about this, you're doing your column, working up your column late debate night, how do you decide who won?
Well, partly decide who didn't lose. You know, it's kind of a negative scoring system, I think, that we all use on this thing, this unique medium, presidential debates. Who didn't, you know, stumble over their words? Who didn't misspeak? Who didn't say there's no communism in Eastern Europe, or whatever Ford said years ago? So in part, it's you'll get points for not screwing up.
I was actually rereading today your columns from 2000 when Bush took on Gore, and it was pretty much it was similar to what you wrote today, because Bush was similar then to the way he was in this week's debate. He has trouble speaking the English language, and yet it doesn't seem to hurt him. What do you make of that?
So Bush's clumsiness with the language and his very original syntax sometimes may actually be a plus in certain ways in the way people see him, in his total image. Pundits, in the world of punditry, there may be too much emphasis on Bush's sort of recklessness with the English language. You know, I was told that years ago at Harvard faculty meetings, they would read the transcripts of Eisenhower's press conferences, his answers to questions, and laugh and roar with laughter at his bad English, his bad grammar. And who was more beloved than Eisenhower? Did the public think of Eisenhower as a bumbler with the language? Not at all. They thought of him as a regular guy, a hero certainly, but kind of Uncle Ike.
In this video, we saw a few moments from the PBS show Tucker Carlson Unfiltered from 2004. Whatever your opinion of Tucker Carlson, you can't deny he has become a force in opinion news. But this is a look at him much earlier in his TV career, more than 20 years ago. It's interesting to see how he presented himself at the time versus today. Back then, he seemed more middle of the road. I don't have Fox News, so most of what I've seen from him during his time at Fox was from videos on YouTube. In the interviews I saw from his time at Fox, I thought his interview style was kind of strange. He usually asked the guest a question and then just let them talk for about 4 or 5 minutes. After that, he usually paraphrased what they said and thanked them for coming on his show. That interview style didn't line up with anything I learned in broadcasting or journalism at college. But then again, it was opinion news, and that wasn't even a thing when I was in school. Personally, I like more back and forth in an interview, so his Fox show really wasn't something for me. I have seen some clips from some of his more recent interviews after he went solo, and those seem to be more like normal interviews. As far as his show in 2004 goes, we can see they were trying to be hip by comparing the presidential race to a reality show using references to Survivor and, of all things, Donald Trump's Apprentice. In fact, PBS at the time said they hired Tucker Carlson to attract a younger audience. At the time, Tucker Carlson was already a known quantity, having done stints on CNN, including co-hosting the channel's popular Crossfire program. Tucker Carlson Unfiltered ran for 1 season on PBS. In 2005, Carlson got his own daily show on MSNBC called Tucker. After that, PBS canceled Tucker Carlson Unfiltered, saying this way he'll be able to focus all his attention on the 9 p.m. show, according to a report in Adweek at the time. After MSNBC, he moved to Fox News, and now he is off on his own, streaming on different platforms under the banner of the Tucker Carlson Network. This clip is from a friend's tape of 6 hours of PBS from 2004 that also included Bill Moyer's Now, Washington Week in Review, Wall Street Week, The Journal Report, Are You Being Served, and Charlie Rose. That was PBS's old Friday night block with some British comedy added in. In the video, we also saw some promos for PBS and show graphics for this program. It's interesting to see how far PBS had come by 2004 with their show graphics and promos. Anyone who grew up in the 1970s, 1980s, and even into the 1990s can remember the graphics and presentation of PBS as being very basic and no frills. That wasn't the case by 2004. Well, those are my comments for this video. If you like these retro videos, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, click the notification bell, and leave a comment. All these things really help the channel. Keep watching for more retro videos like this and other videos. Take care of yourself and look out for others. Talk to you later. Bye.